Hi guys, so today I am going to be upgrading the RAM of my 10-year-old laptop and fairly 19-year-old desktop. Obviously, the motherboard has been changed was changed rather 10 years ago, but the desktop itself is over 19 years old. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to upgrade the RAM inside the laptop is 4 GB. I upgraded it around 5 years ago. I'm going to be upgrading it to 8 GB now, and the RAM inside the desktop was 4 GB in total. However, this 2 GB stick went bad. The desktop was the system was not booting up rather. So I went ahead and bought this 4 GB stick from Flipkart. Both these sticks are bought from Flipkart. I got this for around 438 rupees, the 4 GB one for the desktop, and the laptop one, which is the 8 GB one, I got it for around 800 rupees, 815 rupees. So I thought let's go ahead and upgrade the RAMs and give them both a new lease of life. Let's go ahead and do it now. So one tip is before you go ahead and buy a new RAM to upgrade, just ensure that you take a picture of the existing RAM. Over here, see the what kind of RAM it is. This one is a DDR3 RAM, and you also need to check the bus speed of the RAM. So and if it's a low latency RAM, low voltage RAM rather, and the number of pins that the RAM has. So you won't be by that if you ensure that you take a picture and then compare it on the website, then that way you won't go wrong. Also, before ordering a new one, ensure that you check what is the maximum RAM that your the motherboard can support. So in this case, the laptop can support a maximum of 8 GB, and same the desktop can support 8 GB in total. So there are two slots on the desktop motherboard, so in total it can support 8 GB. So ensure that you take all these things into consideration before buying a new one. Before you go ahead and install the new RAM or any new hardware on your existing laptop or your desktop, ensure that it is working fine without the new RAM installed. And as you can see, the installed RAM is 2 GB. I've taken a snapshot of it, and so that's the old one, and I would install the new one in the other available slot over there. So this is the easiest one thing to do. The laptop, I would have to remove the entire panel, so that would take some time. Let's go ahead and install it on the desktop first. So you can see both the specifications on both the old and the new RAM match. So you can definitely go ahead and install it. And if you see any carbon deposition on the connectors, using an eraser or as a rubber as we call it over here, clean all the connectors, and by connectors I mean the golden parts, obviously the golden connectors. uh, Clean it using an eraser, and then finally dust it off if there are any rubber deposits using a plain cloth, and then go ahead and install it. This seems to be okay to me. I mean, most likely these are refurbished ones, but let's go ahead and see. Let's go ahead and see if it works fine after installing. So as you can see, I've installed the RAM in the second available slot, and the system has detected it. So total 6 GB, including the 2 GB which was earlier existing on the desktop. And you can see the utilization of the memory as well over here. So I'm not sure about the hardware reserved thing, 2.5, but the available uh, RAM after the system has been started is 1.9 GB. So obviously there is ample amount of RAM available now as compared to earlier, and over here you can see 3.47 GB is usable. So that's about it for the desktop. Let's try to open up the laptop now. It's time to disassemble the laptop. I've already created a video, upgrading the SSD and the RAM around 5 years ago. I'll provide a link. So this time around, let me go ahead and just quickly get to the point. Before I do that, go ahead and check the specifications. As you can see, it's got 4 GB RAM already installed on it, and it is in working condition. Let's go ahead and do the needful. Yeah, so finally, after having torn apart the entire laptop, I've got access to the motherboard, and on the other side round you can see there's only one slot. It's got the 4 GB RAM which I installed 5 years ago. Let's go ahead and replace it with an 8 GB RAM. I've removed the RAM from the slot, and just to give you a brief history, This is the 2 GB RAM that it initially came along with. This is the 4 GB RAM that I upgraded it back 5 years ago, and this is the latest one, 8 GB one. So let's go ahead and install it. And while I do it, I'll also clean up the fan. As you can see, it's dusty. It has become dusty. So while the laptop is in an open state, I'll go ahead and clean it as well. So I've reassembled the laptop and the motherboard. I've tried cleaning all the components using isopropyl alcohol. If you're not sure, please don't use it. So if you as much as possible, I've tried cleaning it, knowing that the keyboard is on the verge of collapse. Some keys aren't working, and unfortunately it's not a replaceable keyboard. I would have to replace the entire this assembly entirely, not the keyboard itself, and that isn't worth the price, as in that's not worth the value. So let's see. I'll go ahead and put all the components back in, as in the keyboard back in, and I'll check if the RAM is detected or not, or if the laptop is starting or not. Let's do that now. So one of the problems or issues that you might incur while working on these old devices is these cables. This is a 6-pin connector that powers on the device. So as you can see, these tabs which which are stuck at the end of these connectors, they have come loose, and I'm not able to insert them successfully. So I tried to see if any of these cables are available offline at the offline stores, but they were not available. Online they are available, but it would take around a week or so to get them delivered. So I'll try to implement some jugaad, as they say here in India, to see by using stick fast. I'll stick it over here at the end, and let's see if that works. Okay, I've connected, or rather stuck the these plates using stick fast or Fevikwik as you call it, and I've seen that the trackpads are okay. I mean, they are obviously worn out, because I have been over the past 5 or 6 years I've I've connected and disconnected these cables multiple times, so that's the reason why these are worn out. But unfortunately I was not able to find them locally, so let's see if this works. Okay, if these don't work, I would have to buy them online. Unfortunately, the cable has not worked out, so as an I would have to order it online. For the sake of this video, I bypassed it and I've turned the laptop on. And as you can see, the installed RAM is now of 8 GB capacity, 7.89 GB is usable, and you can see the performance of the RAM as well over here, as in what all caching is being done. So yes, definitely you can go ahead and do it if your laptop is on the verge of getting is becoming very slow, or if if it can't handle multiple applications. This SSD as well, you can try to upgrade. I've replaced the hard disk drive with this SSD 5 years ago. Again, it is there available in that video description that I told you about earlier. So you can also try replacing your old hard disk drive with an SSD, and it would definitely improve the performance of your existing laptop. You definitely don't need a new laptop if you're not going to use any hardware specific applications, like heavy applications for editing and all. For simple day-to-day use, these old laptops and desktops would work fine. I'll go ahead and pack it up until I receive the cable. It would take around a week's time, but for the sake of this video, I guess we are done with it. Let me know if you have any questions or any comments in the comment section below. Thank you and goodbye for now.